Hi, I'm going to give you a quick intro to LiquidGuides, which is a free application available on Android, iPhone, Windows Phone 7, and the web. With LiquidGuides, you can create and modify guides, to share them. You can also buy and sell guides. The guides reside online, and you can then view the guides based on the type of guide, the language, country, and city. You click on Show Guides to see what's available with those categories. Now we can, if we had a long list, we could sort them by name, ID, owner, or rating. In this case, we're just going to download the guide that's there. And this will download the guide, and we're going to see the guide, the places that are part of the guide in the map. Okay, so there you go, and alright, there's a few places. Now from here we can do a couple of things. One is we can search, and this is uses Google Maps, and you see we found museums nearby. Now let's say we want to look at this museum here, and we're going to see the place menu. And from the place menu, there's info, details. But first, we're going to add this. So this place is currently not part of our guide, so we're going to add it. And now it's part of our guide. And you see, it's part of our guide. Now it's red. Now we can also go to places that are already part of the guide, and we'll see that the place menu will show that. See, we can't add this because it's already added to the guide, but we can still delete it. Now from here we can see info, and info is HTML, which has text, images, and hyperlinks. Many of these screens have a previous and next, which allows us to go to the previous or next place on the list. And the back button brings us back to the top here. We can do details, which shows information such as address, and country, phone, and so forth. These fields are editable because when you create your own guide and your own places, this is where you edit them. You can select one category and multiple groups associated with this place, and this is handy for categorizing and grouping the places. Again, we have the previous and next buttons. Again, back to here, we have bird's eye view. And bird's eye view uses Bing's bird's eye view. Again, there's the previous and next buttons. There's also a zoom. This has a two-level zoom, a zoom in and zoom out. And once the map is displayed, now notice this is I'm doing this in the emulator, so it's a little bit slower than on a real phone. So now we have we can then zoom in, and we can get a pretty good idea of the place. Now we can also use the swipe to move the map up, down, in any direction. Let's go back up, and then we'll see the Street View, which uses Google Street View, and this has you can turn around, and this you can zoom in by clicking. And alright, so then the find, this is Google Find. Type in keyword and find. Actually goes to the Google application and then back to this application. Directions, the same thing. It finds directions from the current place. From this place to what's called the current location, and it shows again using Google Maps how to get there. So we can center the place on a map, and we can make this place the current location. Let me just show you here. This X here removes all these places if you don't want to see them. So now we added one and removed all the other ones. Now from menu, we have a few more things. Nearby places, kind of similar to the search, but you can do attractions using LiquidGuides list of attractions, panorama pictures, YouTube videos, and Wikipedia entries. So if we just look at Panoramio, and it's a similar sort of thing. You will get places that are Panoramio places, which you can then click on, and they're like any other place. Let's go back to the menu. Filter is for filtering places based on category, group, date, and places, or you can just remove all the filters. Then we have Street View, which gives you a street view of the center of the map. At Place, let me just move the At Place, basically adds a new place. Okay, we'll just do that real quick. And it added this place here in the center. Then we have Zoom, which gives you a quick way to zoom to a specific level. And some of them have a keyword associated with them to show you what level that is. This is down to individual place or even further, and this is street and neighborhood. And we have we have a few more here in a menu grouped together. We can center to the currently selected location. This is handy, for example, if you're planning a trip, you're not really there, so using the GPS will obviously center the map to where you are. You're at home, for example. This one, you can basically force your location to be somewhere else, and then you can center to that location, which is also handy for when you're sorting by distance. You get distances from this place. GPS is centers based on GPS, but since it can take multiple seconds, there's a quicker way here, which is slightly less accurate but faster. Online guides is for selecting guides that are online. Places list gives you the list of places, and then you can select. You can center the map based on the place. Bird's eye view centers shows the bird's eye view of the center of the map, and settings allows you to set some information such as the display format, the miles, kilometer. This is the auto center, auto zoom, which is the default, but if you can turn these off, then that allows you to look at a subset of the map, because the general, if these are set, then the map will always try to display all the places which may be zoomed out more than you would like. And then this shows the names on the map of the places, and this is the satellite view. And that's it here. Alright, so then we just showed how the online guides and how to download them. Once a guide is downloaded, it's basically on the phone cache. You can then save it to the phone. Now, I mentioned earlier that that LiquidGuides is free, which is correct. But if you are not subscribed, then you can only save one guide. If you're subscribed, you can save as many guides as you want. You can also delete. You can delete the guide. Update. Update basically updates the guide you selected with the currently cached guide. So from here, normally you would select the guide and then open the guide or save a guide. Alright, so uploading a guide is you can either create a guide from scratch, or you can download a guide, modify it, and upload it. Now again, if you're a subscribed user, then you can upload guides that don't belong to you and essentially create your own version of that guide. If you're not subscribed, you can only upload your own guides. And guides can be private, you can share, or you can with everybody, or just with your friends. The friends list is currently you have to go on the web to create the friends list. Guides can be new, in other words, a copy made of the current one, or update the existing one. And of course the language, select the language that the guide is written in. This is for searching for guides in different languages. And then you click upload, and the guide will be uploaded to the web. Alright, then we have guide details. It shows the details of the guide, such as the name, the ID, the rating, description, the owner, and other information. You can edit some of these. Now you can also edit the locations, which is important. You have to have at least one country and one city for the guide to be uploaded. And again, this is used for searching. Without this information, then we wouldn't be able to search the guides. We saw the map. Document is HTML showing text, images, hyperlinks, and also embedded maps. I forgot to show one thing here. Let me go back. You can also edit. You can edit the document, and you can edit the HTML associated with the places. Now this obviously is HTML, so you'll see HTML, but you can also put regular text here for very simple information. Now you can also insert links such as URL, image, video, YouTube, audio, and image. Now all of these here just basically create a placeholder. You still have to edit the HTML for the specific information. Now the rest of these, link to place, bird's eye, actually use place information already in the guide. So those are, so let me just show the image one here. Okay, so it just put an image link in there, and that image link needs to be edited in order to show an actual link. Let's see, let's go back. Alright, so we saw document places is a list of places including the image, and when you click on a place, now notice this shows both the places that are in the guide and the places that are in the search list, that are not part of the guide but they're still available for you to look through. And by clicking on them you get the place menu that you're familiar with. Let's go back to the main screen, and from here we saw places. Now schedule shows events that you've scheduled for this trip or guide, and they're ordered by date and time, and there's a menu for you can add an event, you can change the start date of the whole trip. Basically every event gets changed based on the start date. So if the start date changes, you don't want to change each one of these individually. Delete all deletes all the events, and we can click on one of these here, and then that allows us to view the detailed information about that event, and we can modify the subject, start and end date and time, the notes, and also by clicking on modify places we can associate this event with one or more places, and this is used for sorting and filtering based on dates. Actually for filtering based on dates, so that you know which places are going to be included based on the date. And this is for deleting the event here. Alright, now let's go back to the main screen. We see the video tutorial is what you're viewing now, as well as other tutorials that we may add. And now the only thing left here is the more screen. Okay, you don't need to register or log in to use LiquidGuides, but obviously if we don't know who you are, then you won't be able to get to your guides that you may have saved on the web. So registration, you can register once and you can log in. We mentioned subscription. Again, you don't have to subscribe, but you do get several benefits. One of them is that the ads, it gets rid of the ads if you subscribe. You can store more than one guide on the phone, and the third thing is that you'll be able to download any share guide and upload it and basically create your own your own guide. It becomes your own guide with your changes. You can do that. You can make changes and save them to the phone, but you won't be able to upload them. Additionally, on the web, you can also be able to print, save as PDF, and save as HTML. Now, if you forget your password, you can click and enter some fields, and the new password will be emailed to you, and then you can change that password to something more meaningful. This is the login, logout. About is just some information about the application. Settings we already saw, and Clear App Cache basically clears any information related to the guide, including the places in the current guide, and also